shunyavadi paschatya deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. This is the last shloka in this chapter, and a very powerful statement is being made by Narada Muni to Yudhishthira. This is a conversation between Narada Muni and Yudhishthira Maharaj. And before this is the famous Narsimha Dev Leela. And Prahlad Maharaj stands out. He is from a complete lower than Shudra family. He is a Rakshasa family. And he has shone so brightly as a devotee, as a Vaishnava. Powerful. Therefore, in anybody's mind, this induces questions. How did somebody in a ordinary, very low class, not even ordinary, very lower than ordinary class, Rakshasa, become a scintillating, wonderful, sterling devotee? So that from there starts a lot of questions. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking questions. And Narada Muni quotes the Supreme Lord. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, and says Dharma is not what I am telling, it's what the Lord has mentioned. And in this way he starts explaining the four orders of society and the very scientific way that society should be made, designed, already designed, should be followed according to the design. That is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It is not simply caste system. It's so unfortunate that you just branded caste system and set it aside and speak so many things against. It's because you don't have understanding and knowledge of the scientific basis, the sociology that is so scientific, that is involved in it, and that has been designed by the Lord. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagasha. I have created this Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Maya srishtam, I created it. And it is meant for all your welfare. Because there's variety in material life according to the three modes of material nature. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And a permutation and combinations of this is affecting different people, and everybody is different from others because of this combination, this permutation combination of the three modes. According to the effect, there are various different varieties and shapes and sizes of swabhava, character, disposition in the material world. So, it will, whether you like it or not, people are of various varieties, but they can be broadly classified into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. That is important. Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. So, here he is making an important point. The point is not caste. The point is that there is a general classification that people will generally be like this. It's predictable. Under the modes you can predict people, what they will do. General prediction. And that's what generally you see in your horoscope also. It's nothing very great to read that. According to these things you can read and tell this fellow will be like this, most probably. Because it shows like this, like this. And he will be like that. And nobody, especially in Kali Yuga, is going to teach people how to rise above the modes and improve themselves. That type of lessons are not there. You get all sorts of lessons to go deep into the modes. You get lost inside. That they are telling you plenty of things. But this is the meaning of education. Education means how to come out of the modes. That only a genuine guru will teach you. A genuine guru will teach you how to get out of the modes, whoever you may be. Even if you are born in a Rakshasa family, I have the tools how to get you up. This is what is really a guru supposed to do. This what is education. This is upgradation. This is improvement. This is progress. Human society is meant for this. And Narada Muni excels in doing that. He will go to a snake and make him a devotee. What to speak of human beings? He goes to a snake, makes him a human. Why? Even there this principle applies. Even there it applies. Shyamananda Pandit had elephant as disciple. The rogue elephant surrendered to Shyamananda Pandit and became his disciple. Right? So this principle of the modes, Divi Deveshu va punaha, even the devatas are affected by the modes. What to speak of ordinary creatures? So you cannot escape this classification, this general classification. Okay, no caste system, fine. But caste system will still be there because the modes are there and people will act according to that. So don't foolishly say something without actually examining why it is being said. It's designed by the Lord. It cannot be cast away by you just like that. There's some foolish people who don't know what is dharma, don't know what is Sanatana dharma, don't know what is this varnashrama. Label it as something caste system and throw it away. You can't deny reality. You can't do away with reality just by closing your eyes like an ostrich sticking his head into the mud. Doesn't mean the wolves are not coming. I don't see them. You put your head into the mud, you are idiot. You can't see them. They come and catch your neck and kill you. So material nature will operate whether you call it caste system or not. And you will be Shudras will be there. So that is not the way to do equality. There's something greater than equality. Everybody can become Brahmana. This is the offer made by Prabhupada and the purport. Our Krishna consciousness movement is meant to make everybody Brahmana. Who likes to do that? Who won't like to do that? Who won't like to do that? Because everybody knows a Brahmana is high class. And you can't do away with it by simply giving some phrases and statements and branding. That's not the way to do it. And also you cannot become a Brahmana simply because you're born in a Brahmin family. Because you're under the brand doesn't mean you're Brahmana also. Yasyayal lakshanam proktam. By your qualification only you become Brahmana. Prabhupada's famous example, because my father is a judge, I'm born in a lawyer's family, I'll also become a judge. I say, how is it possible? You have to go to the school of law, you have to study, you have to practice, you have to do, and most probably you won't be as good as your father. Or you may be even better than your father. We don't know. Prabhupada gave this example. He said, if you're born in a Brahmana family also, doesn't mean you're a Brahmana. Because the horrible Shudras also from Brahmana families, Rakshasas from Brahmana family. Ravana was a Brahmana. He became a Rakshasa. So anything can happen. Don't take it for granted based on external things. Yasya yal lakshanam proktam. By qualification only you can understand. And that qualification can be changed. It can be upgraded by meeting a genuine person who can do it. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, his project is mentioned here is to make the whole world Brahmanas. Why do you fight against the Brahmanas? Why are you angry with the Brahmanas? Because they are good. And they are not good because they are born in Brahmana family. They are good because they have that qualification of Sattva Guna. And that even you can get, I can get. Why don't work on the real science and get to be a Brahmana rather than fight against the Brahmanas? Isn't it a much better proposal? I don't like the Brahmanas. They did this, corrupt Brahmanas did this. Okay, fine, you become a good Brahmana. The Krishna consciousness movement offers you Brahminical status in qualification. You become a real Brahmana. Even without being born in a Brahminical family. This is a challenge. Prabhupada made devotees all over the world. They became Sattvic, gave up all their bad habits. And they started chanting Hare Krishna. They became Brahmana. And they became Vaishnava. You would have heard this very much. So I'm coming to the point. Everybody wants to be a Brahmana. Why? Not because Brahmana is high state. Not because Brahmana is this, that alone. It's because Brahmana means the stepping stone for becoming Vaishnava. You will pass through the stage of Brahmana. This is a statement made by Prabhupada repeatedly in the Bhagavatam. Nobody can become a Vaishnava without becoming a Brahmana. Remember this statement. Mostly people quote that, I'm a Vaishnava, so I'm automatically a Brahmana. Not necessary. You may not have got the qualification of being in full Sattva Guna yet. You may be a sadhaka. But you're on the process of becoming a Vaishnava by going through the station of a Brahmana. It's on the way. You will also become a Brahmana. We must become a Brahmana. Why? Unless you are in Sattvika Guna, you cannot actually become practitioner of pure devotional service. It is necessary. So don't assume I have got Brahminical qualification because I took second initiation. I have got Brahminical qualification because I have got first initiation. I got Brahminical qualification because I am a devotee. I got Brahminical qualification because I am a devotee. It's included in it. It's part and parcel program. It comes along with it. If you buy this, you get this also along with it. If I buy into being a Vaishnava and getting initiated, I automatically become a Brahmana. No, it is by qualification. Think about it now. Sometimes we assume certain things because it is easier to get that title by assumption like that. Right? Be understanding nicely what this means. So, how do I become a Brahmana? I become a Brahmana by cultivating, to put in simple terms, by cultivating the Sattvika Guna. That is what we are doing sadhana about. We are controlling the mind, controlling the senses, getting up early in the morning, coming in front of the deities, offering arati, then worshipping the Tulasi, then chanting Hare Krishna, and then actually reading the Shastra, and then keeping away from bad company. With this all pushing ourselves, because our modes are pushing us in another way, according to your horoscope. You are working against it. Then you may say, how is it possible to be artificially something different? That is what is the process of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness changes you, transforms you inside out. That is the goal of life. It's possible. If you become a devotee and if you become attached to Krishna, you will change. In other ways, it is more difficult to do it. That is the reason Krishna is telling Arjuna, it is, if you become a devotee, it's easy to become transformed. Because I will be involved with you. But if you become a Jnani alone, on the basis of Jnana alone, you become Brahmana, it is a little more difficult. But you can. Because that culture is there. There are Brahmanas, they practice proper this thing, and they're naturally attracted to something sattvic. And they abhor anything that is tamasic and rajasic. They don't like to be involved in it. They don't like it. The tendency is, I like sattvic things. That is there like, so what can I do about it? Because the sattvic mode is acting on me and I like these type of things. But if I take association of people who are very rajasic and tamasic, I will also give up my sattvika guna. By bad association. This is the meaning of association. Association has got to do with the modes. It's the modes. At least we must keep sattvic association. If not, devotional association. Devotional association is higher than sattvic association. So, everybody will automatically become a Brahmana by qualification before he becomes a full Vaishnava. Okay? And that you will achieve by what? Not by becoming in a Brahmana family, not by taking second initiation alone. By culturing Sattvika Guna. Right? Tada rajastamo bhavaha kama lobhadayaschaye chetayeter anavritam stitam sattve prasiddhati. Mentioned in the Bhagavatam. If you practice devotional service, tada rajas tamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye chetaye ter anavritam, means that covering will go. Sthitam sattve prasiddhati, you will become situated in pure goodness, in goodness. Vidyate hridaya grantis chidyate sarva samshayah kshiyate chayasya karmani drishta evatmanishware. After that, what will happen after sattva guna? Vidyate hridaya granti. All the hard knot of attachment, false ego, everything in the heart will break. Hridaya granti. Not attachment and false ego and ahangar. Chidyate sarva samshayaha. You become rid of all doubts. You understand the absolute truth, Krishna. Then kshiyate chasya karma drishta evatmanishware. You will directly see yourself and Krishna. You will become totally purified. And this is what will happen to you. And one of the prerequisites for that is Sthite sattve prasiddhati. Becoming situated in sattvika guna. So this is what everybody should work on inside. It is not that because I'm a devotee I don't have to bother about anything. No, an internal work of being situated in sattvika guna is important. That will be evident by your externally, by your behavior, by your tendency to not like anything unclean, rajasic and tamasic. A Brahminical person will always be clean, physically clean, mentally clean. And if he cannot be, he will not like it. He will first do that. He will first want to be clean, internally, externally, because it irritates him. The Rajogun and the Tamagun really irritates him. You cannot be. But if somebody is very comfortable in Rajogun, Tamagun, something is wrong. It's difficult for him to be sattvikally oriented. He has accepted certain things. So even though we may be devotees, whether we are inclined sattvikally is a question you should ask yourself and feel your pulse. So don't think that I don't have to worry about Sattvika Guna, Rajasika Guna and Tamasa Guna. I am transcendental, I am Vaishnava, I am devotee, I am chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. But you will be doing Yani Kani Chapapani in Hare Krishna Mahamantra for a long time because you are not really allowing it to affect you for a transformation. It is the same Harinama that purifies you, Purascharya it does to you. It's the same Harinama that brings you to the Sattvic platform. It is the same Harinama that takes you beyond Sattvic platform to Prema. That's why it's called Nama Chintamani. Harinama Chintamani. Because it does all these things to you. Whatever the Vedic rituals will do to you, whatever the samskaras will do to you, everything it will does to you. If you chant very sincerely and purely, but we are not able to. Therefore, there is a mix of these two things inside in the process. Pancharatrika Viddhi and Bhagavat Viddhi. Bhagavat Viddhi alone we are not able to do to promote ourselves. So we are not wanting to just become Brahmanas. Because Prabhupada said here, how is a society of Brahmana doesn't mean we are all from a Brahmana Samuham. We will form and we will put a board there. All of us will sit there as Brahmanas. Paranga Nangallam Brahmanargal. That is not the goal of our life. That is not the goal of our life. Our goal of life is to become Brahmanically situated in Sattvika Guna so that you can practice devotional service purely and go back with pure Krishna Prema. That is the purpose of Brahmanical qualification. That is why Prabhupada says, unless one is a Brahmana, he will not become a Vaishnava. What does it mean? But rather, sometimes devotees assume that I am already Vaishnava. Brahmana is included inside Vaishnava. Fine. But you have not yet reached the Brahmanical railway station. On the platform, you have not yet reached that place. You are still journeying in the sadhana stage. So please do that properly. Cultivate Sattvika Guna. Otherwise you will never reach the Brahmana station. What to speak of the Vaishnava station? You may be on the track, But don't assume you are already that. A sadhaka should not think, I've already become a pure devotee. Why? See how nicely I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Get the point? So, Sattvika Guna, Prabhupada you'll see that in his final days on the bed, he's dictating this only. He's taking out good association. Sattvik associate, lead you to become Sattvik. So everybody should be worried about and concerned about my own spiritual progress. I need to associate in such a way that it advances me sattvikally and increases my sattvika guna. And so we are a society of devotees who should at least be in sattva guna. At least by force, by sadhana. By sadhana you must be in sattvika guna. Don't think Krishna consciousness is so free and so discounted that you simply sit there and Hare Krishna without any effort and everything will happen to you automatically. Sometimes people think Hare Krishna Mahamantra is like AI. Automatically chat GPT. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, ellame nadandrum. Chat GPT mari ulla pota, it will give you everything. And it is not automatic. You have to put your effort consciously in it. Chant carefully. Chant with great focus. Because it is non-different from Krishna. With respect at least, if not with devotion. And then you will see it will work on you. Slowly you will become oriented towards sattvic stuff. And you will start hating. You will seek good association. Prabhupada uses the word, one should seek good association. Okay, so this is what is being spoken about. This is the moment of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna moment here means we want everybody to become devotee. For becoming devotee, first step is to come to the point of sattvika guna. Means becoming a brahmana. That is why we need training. Sometimes we feel, why do we need all these things? We should simply chant Hare Krishna, but you are not able to chant Hare Krishna properly. Why? Because the modes are disturbing you. So if you practice Sattvika Guna and institute Sattvika Guna in your life and somehow control yourself, be there, you'll see you'll be able to do devotional service much better, easier. So therefore don't neglect the effort to be situated in Sattvika Guna by your sadhana. It is important. It's an important station from where it will be easy for you to. It's all split into modules nicely. It's not that you will just zoom like a boomerang, like a kangaroo. You will jump into becoming a pure devotee and run away from this world. Ha 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 ha. No, there are stops. There are nice modules made. Right? Because you cannot do this one jump. Hanuman was the only one who was able to make that one jump across. Because all the others, when they assessed each person, Angada said, somehow I can make it across, but I can't come back. I won't have this thing to come back. Others said that I am old, I am able to go only halfway, I can jump. Some said quarter, I can jump. But it was only Hanuman who could jump the whole and come back the whole. Very rarely there are people who can do that. Bali Maharaj did that. From a Rakshasa status, he jumped, became a pure devotee. Why? With the help of Vamana next to him. Pushed him. You can't do it. You're going to do it because I am here. I'm going to push you to surrender. He surrendered. Fully, step by step, he squeezed him like that. One step, second step, where is my third step? Like that, he squeezed him and made him jump the entire range. Became a pure devotee instantly. Right? It's not that everybody can be Bali Maharaja, Prahalada Maharaja, Dhruva Maharaja. We're all thinking and reading, But we have to go through the normal route, the Bhakti Yoga route. It's there in stations. First stage like this, second stage like this, third stage like this. So sometimes people ask me, should I take Brahmin initiation or not? I said, that doesn't matter. You must definitely become a Brahmana. So how is that? You must definitely become a Brahmana. I don't know whether you should take initiation or not. That doesn't matter. This is the meaning of this shloka. Yasya yal lakshanam proktam. First, achieve real Brahminical qualification. For that, you have to work. For getting Brahminical initiation, you don't need to work much at all. You have to just satisfy the temple president and be very close to him, muskav him a lot, and give him all personal service. Now, on a definite recommend pandra initiation. He also does not know what is Brahminical initiation. He is also not a Brahmana, so he will recommend another person to be like him. And the qualification is lost in between, completely. The understanding is this: should I take Brahmin initiation? That doesn't matter. Do you feel Brahmana-like at least? Have you got the qualification? Do you feel situated in Sattvika Guna? Right? No, I'm not. Do you want to? I very much want to. Okay, you can write this test. That is why the test is there. Let me see whether you really want to. Let me see whether you really will take the trouble and take the pains to remain in Sattvika Guna. And you'll fight it out and remain there. That is why we ask these questions are asked. It's not that enna question, ella transcendental, Brahminical initiation, ella varada. Appadi varada. You can't, the core stuff you cannot bypass it. It has to come. That is why you feel your pulse and you say, I think I'll have to work more on myself. Humble people will do that. What is the use of just this title on me? Let me humbly work and become truly situated, at least to some extent, sattvikally. Right? Then I'll push myself to accept the title so that I'll have to work to fill the title at least. And then I'll be really situated like that. That is the internal understanding and the internal effort you must put. This is the meaning of a real Brahmana. A Brahmana will do this. He will push himself to do it. Why? He's in Sattvika Guna, he can do it. He will be austere. He will take up the internal mental pains, control his mind and his senses. He's able to do that automatically, especially if he's born in a good surrounding and a cultured position where everybody is like that. He will very easily climb into that. The atmosphere, the ambience in a cultured Brahmin family will make him easily climb that Sattvika Guna status. That is the advantage. Similarly, Prabhupada has created in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness an ambience of Sattvika Guna where you can cultivate your Brahminical quality of Sattvika Guna. That's why we are here. Then we will become devotee. Mad bhaktim labate param. In other words, it becomes easier to become a devotee from the Sattvik platform. It is a springboard. So understand, Brahmana means qualification, not status, not by birth. And that qualification, anybody can build up, even if he is in a Shudra status. Why? By associating with such a person, following his instruction, he can upgrade. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant for that education and that upgradation of human beings. That is our job. So we must also take it very seriously to be sattvikally oriented, keeping things clean. Especially the deity worship department and the Brahmanas are supposed to be super clean. You will see that when you are trained, you should cut your nails, you should shave yourself, you should take bath 3 times a day, you should change new clothes, you chant your Gayatri nicely. You have to be in that level before you go inside to even touch the deity or touch even the deity's paraphernalia. Otherwise it is seva aparad. You are doing an offense. And it is not that it's okay, oh, nobody is watching me, I'm already Brahmana, I will do this. No, you are loading yourself with offense. Nobody will know, but one person knows everything sitting inside your heart. It's not that nobody will know. There is never a situation where nobody will know. That you must understand. Because why? Wherever you go, the super soul will be with you. So there is not a question that you are alone. There is no question of being alone. He is always watching you. I wrote a blog on this thing. Imagine that you are always under CCTV. It's traveling along with you. Will your behavior change or not? If you're told always that this CCTV will always come with you. It'll fully record everything that you're doing, thinking 24 hours. Will you be the same person when you come to know that the CCTV is watching? Yes or no? Will you be the same person? No. This is where the problem is. You don't know that there is already incorporated CCTV, more advanced than CCTV. He's CCTV, watching you constantly. Seeing TV. It doesn't require CCTV. You are not conscious of that. That is why your behavior is different. But you become conscious that Krishna is constantly watching me. Then you will change. That's the meaning of a Brahmana. He knows. He has knowledge. He has knowledge. Therefore he knows. Therefore he will control himself. Right? Now you understand. It's about sattvic living. When you are sattvically based, naturally you'll have knowledge. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sanghena bhadnati jnana sanghena chanaka. The qualities of a sattva guna generally tatra sattvam nirmalatvat, pure, nirmala. Prakashakam, everything is lit up. You know. Anamayam. These are all qualities of sattvika guna. Clear, fresh, fully evident, knowledgeable. I know what's happening. I know what is right, what is wrong. It's very clear to me. No confusion. That is why we go to a sattvic person for counseling. He will hear you and say, this is what is wrong with you. So you do like this, like this. You are attacked like this, do like this, like this. The Brahmana, why is he always the person who gives counsel to all the other ashramas and varnas? Why? Because he can see the suffering of that person very clearly as per Shastra and everything. And he doesn't want anything. He's not asking for money, he's not asking for name, fame, nothing. Simply I want to serve you, help you to go back to Godhead. I have knowledge. I gather knowledge from the Shastra. I apply it in my life and I use it. And I want to give it to you. This is meaning of education. Education means the Brahmana will simply teach, not expecting anything from you. And you, out of gratitude and etiquette, will give him something. Dakshina. That's how it functions. Not that, you come to my school, you have to pay so much fees. And you have to do like this, you have to do like that, write an exam in the end. It does not matter whether you understood the subject or not. It's important you pay the fee and write the exam and pass it. It doesn't matter if you have not understood. And we produce so many people who don't understand their subject matter, but they got a certificate and they paid money. Hollow. Complete. External things and all hollow. But many people are not even educated. Even in the colleges and this thing, many of them are not educated, even in their own subject matter. Mostly 98%. 2% are interested in the subject matter and they learn something, a little bit. But the education means transformation. You must change. That should happen, then only you know I'm educated. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has started these informal educational institutions. They may be termed International Society for Krishna Consciousness, but there people change. Yes or no? They change there. That is really educational institution. But people outside just want a certificate and they'll pay even bribe and get the certificate. That's all they want. I want to run. Because inside also sense gratification, inside the education institution, the teacher will come like this with the 2 pegs and you can meet him outside and you can also drink with him. And both of us know the education is useless. I do it for salary and you do it for getting the certificate. Let's be friends, we are both on the common platform. We both hate it. It's the management fellows who are rascals. They are making all the money. Give me also some money. This whole attitude towards education is something else. This is what is Rajogun, Tamogun. How can these people educate? How can these people even learn? When you go to a Gurukula, first thing is you should be put on a Sattvic platform. You will be woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll first put you on a Sattvic platform. Then only you can absorb the Shastra. Otherwise you'll be unfit to even take it inside. So you can see what Prabhupada has done. He has created a genuine educational institution where people change. And don't think history, geography, mathematics, computer science is not taught here. It is taught. You go open the Bhagavatam and see what is there. All that we learn. All that we learn. So when Prabhupada says this is a society for making Brahmanas, understand it in the right context. So making the best individuals in human society who will guide human society and who will save human society from peril, from the greatest danger of falling down into lower species of life and ruining your opportunity and chance. That's why Prabhupada said this is a very valuable moment. He is not saying it because it is his movement and he is the founder. He is saying it genuinely. It will save human society. People don't know, so they can't value what I'm saying. Prabhupada's expression and phrase. But that does not mean that we should not teach. We should go on teaching because people will change, and people are changing all over the world due to Krishna consciousness movement. That is very valuable. Why? They are becoming sattvic. And the demons and rakshasas will never like this because you're producing sattvic people. You're producing sattvic people. It'll be against you. That's also part of the game. So, what happened in history, how Brahmins were hated, is something that you will understand by reading the Bhagavatam also. There Prabhupada explains in the instance of Samika Rishi and his son Shringi. And the third character is? Are you all sleeping, by the way? I know people who can open their eyes and sleep. Third important character is Parikshit Maharaj. These three, that is Samika Rishi, Shringi and Parikshit Maharaj, very important characters. Parikshit Maharaj, by some quirk of influence, went and put the dead snake around Samika Rishi's, the meditating Samika Rishi's neck, which he would never do. He's such a sophisticated person, a perfect Kshatriya, a Raja Rishi, a devotee, but he did it. And then Samika Rishi came out of his trance and found what is this and threw it out and assumed his regular thing. But his son heard about the fact that my father has been, given a special garland of a snake by somebody of a puffed up king who thinks he is great. Who does he think my father is, like that? And he was just under training in the Gurukula. This is a would-be Brahmana or wannabe Brahmana who is getting educated. And he suddenly assumed that, this is bad, they did to my father, and he cursed Shringi. Shringi cursed Parikshit, thinking that I'll use my Brahminical power, whatever I've gained till now, and show this king how dare he insult my father. Then Parikshit Maharaj knew that he has been cursed. Now he as a king could have done certain things, gone to Shringi and say, you rascal, who are you to do this? And taken it up in his Kshatriya position and annulled it if necessary. He didn't do it. He didn't do that. He said it must be, my putting a snake around the neck also is very strange. Why did I do it? And now this is also another strange thing happening. A small boy is cursing me. I am a king, emperor, and he's cursing me. Something really wrong. There must be the hand of God in it. So he renounced everything and went to the bank of the Ganges to ask the rishis and sages, what is happening? What should I do? What should I not do? Genuine situation. So, in the meantime, rishis and sages came, Shukadeva Maharaj came and spoke the Bhagavatam. On this side, Samika Rishi heard that my son has cursed Parikshit. And he regretted it very much. He didn't think that, very good, my son, nee paramparayila correcta nee pandra. Pazhiki paji. Revenge is the best thing. He didn't say all that. It's an amazing conversation between Samika Rishi and Shringi. My son, you have committed a very big blunder using your Brahminical position. Because it was never like that before. No Brahmana will do that. Even the youngest Brahmana will not do that. So Samika Rishi became very surprised. Why will you, out of all people, my son, do this? I have trained you so well. So there's a conversation wherein he's regretting, why did you curse Parikshit? He's a very exalted person. And not only that, as per Dharma, a Brahmana never does this to a king. Whatever the king takes an action, we should obey. He is the leader. And he is representing God. So you should not do this. You must be having a purpose. First understand why he did that. Then you could do a curse. But you did immaturely. And first of all, you should not do this. And he gave good advice to this son without getting angry. Right? What's happened has happened. You can see a very sattvic conversation. Samika Rishi is disturbed but not angry. And he's dealing with the son very carefully. I must instruct my son and make him learn. He's done a huge blunder which is going to affect the entire human society because we have lost a wonderful emperor. And everybody is going to say, what a son here, what did he do? We lost our leader. Like that responsibility is also on him. But he never gets angry. He just quietly instructs Shringi. And Shringi comes to understand slowly. But Prabhupada gives the real purport with the Acharya saying, Kali is set inside. This is the first hit of Kali, attack of Kali. Not the Sindoor operation, not the Israeli attacking Iran or Iran attacking Israel is the first operation. This was the first attack of Kali on the Brahmana. Because that is from where everything is coming. The Sattvika Guna, the Vedic understanding, the Krishna consciousness coming from there, kill it at the source. Kali also is very intelligent. Maya also is very intelligent. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Don't underestimate my Maya. Don't think that, you're free. So, hit the Brahmana. Entire society will collapse because he is the head of society. He is the brain, he is the thinking, he is the visionary, he is the trainer, he is everything. Hit him at the source. So, Kali hits at the source. It's mentioned there. Actually, Samika Rishi also must have understood Kali is born. Because my own son has done this. The Brahmanas have done this. What have they done? They have cursed a wonderful king who is clear, pure. This is fallen. Fall of the Brahmana occurred from then onwards. Prabhupada explains that. Shringi is the first fallen Brahmana. After that, all the Brahminical people fell down. If the Brahminical people fell down, Kshatriyas who were under their guidance also fell down. Dashu Prayeshu, that word is used. Low class fellows, the Kshatriyas, it is used. After that, everybody fell Brahmanas. So you have corrupt Brahmanas in society. Even recently, a few 100 years back also, you can see the history. They exploited society. Using their status as I am by birth a Brahmana. They became Brahmana by birth. It is the corrupted Brahmanas who paid importance to birth Brahmanism. They gave up qualification and they clung on to birth Brahmanism. That was the fall. So Prabhupada is saying, people think like that. That is not what is Brahmanism. If you practice Krishna consciousness, you will reach the stage of a Brahmana automatically. Not automatically, but by the process. Right? Tada rajastamo bhavaha kamalobhada yaschaye. So everybody should try to be in the Brahminical stage. So when people come and ask me, should I take second initiation? I said, you must. You must become a Brahmana. It's not a choice. It's only meant for deity worship. Somehow in my readings, I don't think it's only meant for deity worship. It's not that because we don't have Brahmanas, we should catch some people and initiate them second and put them inside. That's also wrong. But sometimes in emergency, Prabhupada is saying, using the word, you may do that. But that is not the norm. People should understand the value of being Brahminical and want it and become that. Because it's going to help you in your Krishna consciousness very much. Not for becoming Brahmana. Not for becoming a Brahmana. In my younger days, I was born in a Dalit family and my grandfather, great-grandfather suffered under the Brahmanas. So now I want to become a Brahmana. I want to get second initiated. People come with all sorts of background to become Brahmana. You can see it sometimes. I want to become a Brahmana. No, you must become a Brahmana for becoming a devotee. Become purely Krishna conscious. For that sake, I need that platform. So let me qualify myself to that point. Right? So this is an important topic. I hope I have been able to cover to you and give you some highlights. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. The class was very nice. So in between I get a question. You said that becoming a Vaishnava means first getting the Brahminical qualification. Without becoming a Brahmana, you cannot become a Vaishnava. But when you are a practicing sadhaka, you understand clearly, you can see very clearly because of association of devotees, you come to that platform understanding that I don't have Brahmana qualification. But slowly in the progress, you see, you develop the sattvic qualities by the mercy of Vaishnavas, you put lot of effort. And slowly when the things started to get work out, you can see the Krishna's mercy. In between we can feel that, oh, I did the effort. So how, as a practicing sadhaka, what should be the mood of the sadhaka? Should not having that I did the effort, but at the same time continue to do the efforts. What should be the mood?
It's something like Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. I did do, but I did not do. Both are true. Right? So don't push yourself to become artificially something out of artificial humility. It is a fact that I have to pick up my beads and chant Hare Krishna and move my tongue and my mouth for Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be chanted. I did not do anything. It's moving on my own. The beads are moving on my own. Like, it's not like that. Krishna is not doing all that. Definitely you did. Definitely you intended to. Definitely your portion of function is there. And there is another, Krishna's mercy, the Vaishnava's mercy. Both together coupled is what is happening. So be grateful. So a person who is grateful, he will think and say in his mind, I put an effort, I had an intention, but it happened by Krishna's mercy. That is the right thing. That is the balanced way to do it. Because without Krishna's mercy, anyway, it is not going to happen. Even if you're very good at being a Brahmana, even if you're born in a Brahminic family, highly qualified, I am like this, Krishna will press one small button. It will not happen. You can remain a good Brahmana because that's what you want. You should really want love of Krishna. Should really want Krishna. Then you will easily cross being a Brahmana also. Because your lakshya, your want is something much more. So this is a passing phase in that. So we are not interested in being Brahmana. Neither are we interested in being Sattvika Guna alone. Both are modes. We are just choosing the best platform for practicing Krishna consciousness. It's not that I am stuck to fanatic about being a Brahmana. So therefore, I must put my effort as a sadhaka. The word sadhaka means I must put effort. So without your effort, you cannot this thing. So don't be artificially humble. I did do. Prabhupada also, when he was told this thing, he said, the credit goes to Bhaktisiddhanta said, if at all I have any credit, it is that I have perfectly, correctly followed his instructions. He took credit for that. It's not that, artificially you can be. It is not possible. You're an individual. And you do have your contribution out of your own effort. So a devotee should balance this understanding nicely. Okay? So nothing wrong in saying, I endeavored. I put a lot of hard work into it. But it worked out by Krishna's mercy, by Vaishnava's mercy. That's the other side. 2 fingers short in the Damodar Leela thing. That's what it is. Okay? Any other question? Yes. Here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance. Thank you very much for wonderful classes. And you said like to reach the platform of pure Vaishnava, one has to go through the level of Brahmana. And but Shastra we are hearing the other side of example also, like Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana Sarvai Gunistitra Samasvateswara. On the other hand, you said like Hanuman can do leap, but everybody cannot do. Like, but we have seen the example of Mrihari by association of Narada Muni. He could reach the. So how to see that there
Those
is
are exceptions. Those are exceptions, I told you. I may not have used the word exceptions, but I told you, don't try to be like Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj. It will not happen to you like that. Normally, generally speaking, this is the process. You have to be a sadhaka, and you have to practice, and you have to do. Everybody cannot be Hanuman. And Hanuman is not somebody who was a sadhaka just now and he became like that. He is a Nitya Siddha, eternal associate of the Lord. So we are not going to compare with those people, no. Normally speaking, by doing sadhana, I will improve. I will transform. It's a process and it has happened to many, many people. So the Krishna is also advising Arjuna. He said in the past many great personalities have practiced this and achieved success. He said that you should also do that. Okay. So I am speaking about the general principle of sadhana and the possibility of achieving the end. That is where we all are. For that there is a system, Varnashrama system, and all that is together. But there is the shortcut of Krishna consciousness. Shortcut of Krishna consciousness does not mean that you are practicing Krishna consciousness so powerfully that you will be able to fully get the shortcut. The system adopted by our previous acharyas is a hybrid of both, because generally speaking, people are not so good at practicing it. That's it. That's the point. So therefore, for general people, acharyas have designed a mix of the Bhagavat Viddhi and the Pancharatrika Viddhi. That is why you go through taking initiation, going through the sadhana, listening to your instructor, the Guru, mainly understanding how to subordinate yourself to authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by subordinating yourself to the instructions of the Guru and pushing you to be on the sattvic platform. These are all the things actually happening to you when you be you are gaining by subordination. Right? So that's another discussion. Anyway, but the point is that for your question, you may, Yasya yal lakshanam poktam, I quoted, you said, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunes tatra samasate suraha harav abhaktasya kuto mahadguna manoratena sati dhavato bhahi. That shloka says that all the great gunas of even the devatas were supposed to be on the sattvic platform will descend on the devotee. Fine, that's a general statement. That doesn't contradict what's mentioned here. Right? How? That the person starts chanting Hare Krishna, starts doing Bhakti Yoga, gradually he'll develop Brahminical qualities also. Right? And he'll become a Brahmana also. But that is not his end. His end is he wants to be a Vaishnava. Okay? It's like saying if I become a medical doctor, automatically I will also be a nurse. It's included in it. All the things that a nurse knows to do and is trained to do, a doctor knows. Yes or no? So it's not that I don't know about anything to do with the nurse. I'm a doctor. It is so closely, I'm giving a very crude example, but it's so closely tied together that if you are a doctor, even without taking nurse training, you're able to tell the nurse what to do. Why? Because it's included in that. You don't have to separately go for a nurse training. You are the doctor. So you know what the nurse should do. You will instruct the nurse. She goes for nurse training. She's not going for doctor training. But she, by being constantly with you, will also learn a lot about what you're doing. Sometimes even the nurse knows as much as the doctor. And some places the nurse is doing what the doctor is doing. They are called quacks. That should not be risked. So these two things should be understood. Because I'm a Brahmana does not mean I become a Vaishnava. Because I'm a nurse, I don't become a doctor. I stay where I am and I do what I'm supposed to do. I may know something about what a doctor does, but you don't know why he is doing it. You can imitate a doctor, but you can't be a doctor. Same way, I know what a nurse needs to do. Why? Because I'm a doctor. Because I'm a Vaishnava, I know what a Brahmana should do in order to achieve the goal of life. I know. It's included. But don't assume when you're a sadhaka that I'm already a doctor or I'm already a nurse. Don't think I'm already a Brahmana and already a devotee. That's the problem. That's where the problem starts. Yes. Any other question or comment? Yeah.
Well, there are 2-3 online questions. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Gen Z says, Dilulu is new Solulu.
Gen Z says,
Dilulu is new Solulu.
Dilulu is new?
Solulu.
You have to explain that.
Yeah, I just
Sanskrit that you have spoken, the verse from the scripture. Please explain it. Dilulu is Sololu.
I just googled it, Maharaj. It is saying that, I just googled it. It said that it is from 1990s to 2010, that generation is called Gen Z. And Dilulu means being in delusion, overly optimistic is the new solution for every problem.
Being in delusion,
Yes.
and overly optimistic is the new solution. Go ahead, that's a new parampara altogether. If you want to, it doesn't seem to be in any way related with the principle of life and how to solve the problems of life. I mean, that's all the person is saying.
Can we actually comprehend it? Please clear it me. They say be positive and don't have pessimistic view on material world.
Okay, that's the question. The question is how to be positive and don't be pessimistic. In Krishna consciousness, we have a deep understanding of that. We are positive and we are not unnecessarily pessimistic. But at the same time, we also know that foolish positivity without proper understanding is useless. It's just useless. It doesn't give you any gain. That should be understood. Krishna consciousness, I am positive because I know Krishna will protect me. Krishna consciousness, I am very positive because I know I am following Krishna's instruction. And he will guide me. He has mentioned that and guaranteed that in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, I am positive. Therefore, I am positive. I am positive in an educated way. Mine is educated positivity, not foolish, ignorant positivity. That is what is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita tells us that you will die. Jatasya dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. What amount of positivity will stop you from facing death? Now you understand what I mean by? But I know I will die, but still I am not concerned about it. Why? Because I will not die. You understand now? I am not this body. I don't die. My educated positivity about death cannot be compared to your foolish positivity about death. Ahanyahanni bhutani gachanti hayamalayam seshas thavaramicchanti kimmascharya mataparam. Yudhishthira Maharaj, that famous Yaksha's question, what is the most wonderful thing in this world? He said, the most wonderful thing in the world, I think. Every day, every moment, people are going to Yamaloka. Gachanti Yamalayam. But these fellows who are here, Seshas Tavaram Ichanti Kim Ascharya, they think it will not happen to them. They are next in the queue, but they think it will not happen to them. That is most wonderful to me. That's most wonder, because foolish positivity is wonderful. This is what Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying. These fellows think they won't die. And they're watching people dying. They're going to the cremation ground, going to condolence. Enga poirundinga inniki vara mudiyalinga condolence. Enna kattukittinga? No, I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn that it's going to happen to me. No. Condolence 1, condolence 2, I tick off. But you are not learning. This is called foolish positivity. I'm giving an example. So, sololu, gulolu, whatever you said, that is foolish positivity. I will teach you how to be positive with proper education and understanding. I will open Prabhupada's books and teach you. He's teaching the whole world how to be happy in spite of being in a situation which is temporary, where you face death and everything. That's why people are wondering, so many problems in life. Iran, Gaza, attack, that happened, this happened, Israel, and we bombed this thing. How? Because we are focusing on the real positive stuff. It's not that we are not aware. It's not that our soldiers are not going and fighting there. There are many devotees who are soldiers in Ukraine war. They are part of the soldier team for the country. They chant Hare Krishna together. It's not that. So it's educated positivity. There is positivity in the world. Krishna is saying, Masucha, you don't have to worry about anything. Isn't that educated positivity? We are not foolish positive people. We are realistically positive people. We know we should be happy. Why? I know I am not this body. I am spirit soul, I am eternal. So my positivity is educated positivity, a realistic positivity. But I don't think what you have said so has got anything to do with that. Please give up that. Follow this. Gen Z may be fashionable and zany. Gen Zany. They propose all wonderful phrases and everything that look nice. But the reality is, whatever gen you belong to, you will die. There is a Z in everybody's life. A to Z, birth to death. Gen Z will also die. They'll also go through Z. Isn't it? Yeah. Awake. Be awake. That's a better way of being positive. Prabhupada has taught us to be intelligent, awake, and know things as they are, and therefore be positive. That's more interesting and realistic. Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, Maharaj. What is the relationship between Brahmana and Krishna Prema? Sattva Guna itself is a conditioning, it seems. So, how this is linked?
Yes, Sattva Guna may be a conditioning, but it is the best of the conditionings for spiritual life. We're taking the best of the bad bargain. So you must be at least in Sattva Guna in order to pitch yourself into Krishna consciousness properly. Right? That's the understanding properly. So we are bringing ourselves to Sattva Guna, but we're not staying there. We are going beyond that, propelling ourselves beyond that. So we are not within the conditioning. We are preparing ourselves in the material world in such a platform and in such a situation that we are able to advantageously place ourselves for going back to Godhead. That is intelligence. Okay? Yes. Over? Any other question or comment? Om Tat Sat Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nittai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna.